What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of TeamB Presents. I am Bullet B, joined by my co-host,
Bill Mack here.
Bill Mack all day. What's up with you?
Not too much, dude. Not too much. Had a pretty decent night. You know, just enjoying it, and hopefully, get a little bit of rest tonight. Been a long day for me.
Yeah.
How about you, man?
Yeah. About the same, Got my house cleaned up. Got my hair cut and everything. Took a nap. Listened to some podcasts. That's about it, man. At least I didn't. But I'm more like the other people. I don't kill me. I kill them. Right?
I understand that.
Ex-girlfriend hurts you. Don't go. You go to her. Not to you, but to her.
That's the way it goes. You got to handle it the best way you can. Move forward. Be happy with your life, and continue doing what you're doing. That's what I try to do. Let nothing keep you back. You just moving forward and just enjoying your life. But we had a good time the other night, man, hanging out. I mean, that was awesome. Video game play and all. I mean, I was glad. I appreciate you bringing your PS4 by to look at, for me to look at and see how the games went and played. And I appreciate you bringing by because like I said, it makes me only more encouraged to get one of my own. Like I said, I've already gotten a couple games here. Let's see if I can get them for you. Should have had them ready, but sometimes I never know off the wall what I'm going to do. Which one of them, sir, was your suggestion? Here's the one I got through the mail. MLB 15.
All right, yeah.
And it's one that
only on PlayStation.
PlayStation, yep. It's awesome. You saw the reviews of it. And
yeah.
Injustice, Gods Among Us.
From the makers of Mortal Kombat, Gods Among Us. This is a great game, man. I really enjoyed that one.
Ready, but sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do.
What does that?
One of them, sir, was your suggestion. Here's one I got through the mail.
All right. What the fuck?
We're going to start this over.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. It's like it's already uploading or something.
It's okay now, right? You sound good.
It stopped. It was playing a. Well, see, it's. Oh, I don't even know.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course, folks, this is what happens when you're broadcasting live Google Hangouts. TeamB, hey, anything can happen like that. So I guess there was some kind of snafu with the playback, but looks like we're back live and everything's been taken care of.
Yeah. Well, in our last episode, I read that argument I had with my sister. Well, the argument she had with me. Okay, here we are about a week later or so, and I got an apology letter from her. This is what she said, and I quote, "I did finally watch your Family Matters TeamB video. At first, I couldn't get past the first 2 minutes because you aggravated me, but honestly, I gave it a full throttle. It's always interesting reading someone's comments and seeing them say their comments live. I totally understand you. I felt like crap since watching it. As you say, I should go rear myself, LOL. And I put, I explained how there's a problem with the internet. There's a disconnect, blah, blah, blah. And she's so sorry. I said, hey, it never happened. It never happened. Have a good weekend, is what I told her. Because I don't dwell on things. But she saw this video and saw where I was coming from, and she just sent me an apology letter, and I appreciate that. I mean, I shouldn't even said nothing to her in the first place, but she just kept throwing rocks in my pond, and I was hitting them with the bat so they wouldn't land in the pond, but eventually one fell in there, and I just lost it. And I'm just reasoning with her.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out there before we start talking about other things, because I just had it right here. That's all, man. But anyway, so I'm glad you're getting the PS4. I've had it for about going on 4 weeks now already. Seems like, yeah, about 4 weeks, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy it. I got too many games with it, but that's good. I'm future proof because I'm not the type of person that can buy a game every payday. So I went ahead and got all the games I needed to get a year's worth, enough for me to last me a while. You know, play one game at a time. I love Destiny, but I love to play The Last of Us Remastered, but Destiny sucks me in so hard. I'm like, there's only so many hours in the day, bro. You know, but I'm glad you're getting yours. MLB The Show is a great series on PlayStation, only on PlayStation, by the way. It's realistic, fun to play. I want to get back into it because I like sports games myself, but there's only so much I could do. But I'm glad you got it. You knock it out. You whip my ass on. If I play online, you whip my ass in it.
Well, it's, you know, and I appreciate it, man. I've been looking forward to getting one. And you know, the greatest thing is actually still getting it while the PlayStation 4 is still fresh. You know, that's been the key, is trying to get something as early as I possibly can. See, I've had that PlayStation 3. I got it not this past year, but year before last. And, you know, that was basically something that I was really glad to get. But see, the PlayStation 3 has been out for what, 6 years? Is it 6 years, 7 years, something like that? And I think that's been out, but it's just been to where, you know, it's been a long time, and I'm already halfway through the life of it. I'm just glad that it worked, you know, that I got it.
Yeah, PS3 launched in 2006.
That's 8 years.
Yeah, the 360 and the PS3, man, that's outdated software. 10 years outdated software, and they did all they could with it. Usually the lifespan of a console is 5 to 6 years. These were 10 years, and people are still buying. People still buy the 360 and the PS3 because of the price, because the price is lower. But it just goes to show you that was outdated software. Technically, the PS4 and the Xbox One's kind of outdated software compared to certain PCs, but not by much. But it's a long leap forward compared to the PS3 and the 360, because they're working on 2005 software, you know, whereas the PS4 is like 2003, 2013 software, things like that. I mean, it's got the dual processors in it. I mean, it's a really powerful PC, really, but you know, console. So you don't have to sit at a computer and play your games. It's really good, and they made it developer friendly. They made it more like a PC this time, so game developers can really take advantage of the power. They don't have the stubborn cell processor that the PS3 had and all that jazz. So PS4 more developer friendly, more PC-like, so PC ports can come over. The games look more like a PC, which is great and everything, because I love PC games. I just rather play on a console because they're technically the same thing. All a console is a computer. Your phone's a computer. My nuts are a computer, you know. Anyway.
Well, as long as they don't short circuit, you should be okay. Yeah.
They need to short circuit, man, before I get in trouble.
Well, I'm just glad to get one. It's been 2 years, you know, it'll be out this is the second year, I guess it's out. So I can go ahead and get a PlayStation 4 now. I've got a good long 6, 7 more years that I can go and get it, you know, and I imagine over time they'll get better. They always do, you know, making, you know, newer models and stuff. But I'm glad to go ahead and get it now, you know, and have it. It's just a point of waiting now. You know, I'm just waiting on other factors to fall into place before I'm able to get it. But yeah, I love sports games. You know, like I said, I got that Injustice: Gods Among Us, you know, and I'm waiting to play that, which it looked good. Graphics look really good with it. And, you know, also as well as MLB 15. You know, you and I saw that preview, and it's got good reviews on it, 8.5 out of 10. You know, and really weren't a whole lot they could really do because they basically done what they can to it. But, you know, yeah. I'm getting the bundle, The Last of Us Remasters. You were talking about that earlier. So, you know, I probably could play that whenever, and, you know.
What a wonderful game. What a wonderful game, The Last of Us. It takes a little while for game developers to really take advantage of the console as far as quantity, quality, and stuff like that goes. So Drive Club, another game you got, is one of the first PlayStation 4 games to really use the PlayStation 4's power. You saw how sharp that game looked, right? Remember the rain effects and all that detail, man. It's crazy. I love it. It's so realistic.
Well, games are just wonderful, you know, that especially games that use your hand-eye coordination, you know. And it's like, you know, briefly mentioned earlier, it's like Tetris, you know. Tetris would seem like to the average game player just a basic game. Oh, you just build blocks and you match them together. But, you know, when you really look into it, it's so much more than that. You know, that's what I love about it.
People that say Tetris, they look at Tetris and say, I don't see nothing. They just don't know what they're talking about. Tetris is a real game, you know, a video game. It's a game. It's not about story, cross-play, nothing. It's about game, thinking, reasoning, logic, putting blocks together. Eye-hand coordination, like you said, it's great for that, but it's good for muscle memory. It's a good tune-up game. See, I played Tetris before I played Destiny because it gets me back sharp. Because Tetris is addicting. It gets you into it. I mean, I always go back to Tetris. I got Tetris on my mobile, too. I mean, I got it on my Vita, I should say. Damn. I got it on my Vita. And also on my PS4. And I'll play that as a warm-up because I've loved Tetris ever since the golden era of games. You know that. I'm sure you played Tetris, too, on the Game Boy. I mean, that was the best game on the Game Boy for a while.
Yeah,
it's not about graphics. It's not about graphics. It's about gameplay. So that was easy to implement into the Game Boy version of Tetris. You know, because they have to, because the graphics are just blocks. You know, people be like, oh, it's just blocks dropping. Like, yeah, you play it. I bet you can't get to level 2. People that say that, you know.
Well, it's just
hard. It is very hard, but it's in a good way. It's challenging. I beat it before. I haven't beat the new one yet, but I can get to like level 12 and then I'll drop off the planet. But I could beat it, but it's a good tune-up game. But I wouldn't play people online with it because them fucking Russians, man, they're masters of that shit. They invented it. They'd be rushing me on there and stuff, so I don't fuck with them Russians.
Well, it's a very strategic and, like you said, very hand-eye coordination because, you know, as we were talking earlier, it causes you, you know, because it's not going at the same pace throughout the game. You know, as you're increasing your score, increasing your level, so does the time increase, so does the speed at which they come down increase, which that in tow increases your sense of coordination and trying to figure and thinking quicker, making snap decisions quicker, just trying to make sure that you strategize quicker because you're trying to not only think, where's this block going to go? You're always looking at the one that's coming next and trying to think in your mind at the same time. Okay, if this one goes here or it doesn't fit there, then how am I going to put this one or am I going to go with this one? It's a good strategy game. And like you said, for those games, Call of Duty, you know, any of those shooter games, it does help you with the quickness of going back and forth, you know, shooting enemy and whatnot, which I mean, you know, I'm more of a sports person, fighting games person. I'm not really a shooter person, but I have seen and I have played those games and they're very quick. You have to be really quick with it, being able to aim, get it where you want it to go, shoot whoever you want to shoot in the blink of an eye, because if not, you end up dead yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I enjoy it. I enjoy a good challenge. Let me see. But every science video that's pro gamers, like they talked about how gaming benefits you, they always mention Tetris and they always mention shooters because they're good for your brain. You know, them little brain game apps you get, that's horse shit. Play Tetris, you know, try a shooter. Play fighting games are very strategic too because I like fighting games myself now, and that's like my second genre, I would say, second or third. But yeah, you fight somebody good in a fighting game, whether it be 2-player on the couch or online, it's very competitive. You got to you know, be strategic. My thing is defense. You know, there's a lot of people online, they don't know how to block. All they know how to do is just hit me with combos and stuff. And I'm sitting, I was blocking everything they got. Then I come back with an uppercut or whatever, do my own little combo. I wish I could, you know, showcase some of my Tekken skills, and I will when Tekken 7 hits because I'm actually legit online with Tekken, but that's about it. Mortal Kombat, they probably whip my ass, but it's 50-50 on Mortal Kombat. I go back and forth because I just figure them out because it's just pattern. It's like Punch-Out. It's just patterns. People come at you. They don't know how to use defense. Martial arts is all about defense. We wear the opponent down. Then we make our attack. I'm not a martial artist. I just understand the principle of it. So when I'm playing a fighting game, I'm like, okay, he's going to hit me with everything he's got. He's not going to get tired. Maybe his fingers will. They do get tired. By the second or third round, they do get tired of pressing on them buttons. That's where I come in. And I come up with my sneak attack like Rocky. You know, it's like Rocky versus Clubber Lang. I'm just like blocking everything, and then I just come back when they get lazy. You know,
Well,
it works.
Well,
Defense. It's all about defense. In fighting games, it's all about defense. Defense. And when it opens up, you hit them with a powerful move. That's just the way I play. But
well, it does help in many areas. It's like with me being sports related, it's like in order to increase that in a sense of hand-eye coordination, it's like when you play Madden, for instance. You don't play Madden on the easiest level. It's too easy to beat. But once you get playing those harder levels, when you go up to, all Madden, all pro, all Madden, what it does, it causes your mind is thinking strategy because, no longer is, every pass going to be easy. It's calling about timing. When that player is going to break his, break his route where you can get him the ball, you got to make sure that you deliver precisely the right time. It could be intercepted. You need to get it out of your hands as quick as possible to a receiver before you get sacked. And on defense, if you don't time your playmaking skills to the T, you'll get beat every time. So things like that, it's always a great thing to increase your hand-eye skills, hand-eye coordination, so that you're able to think quicker, go quicker, and play your games quicker. Whether it's a fighting, shooting, any kind of game like that, anything that increases helps out.
Racing. Don't forget about racing. Racing's one you got to concentrate hard, man. Whoo, racing wear you out mentally, but in a good way. Okay, I'm going to use this analogy right here. Okay, what if you got two teams playing basketball? They're playing for real. All right, but what if one team says, hey, I'm going to let the other team just defeat me. Just defeat me. There's no fun in that. There's a reason people in real life play basketball, because it's competitive, it's fun, it's challenging. So that's what I say, like with games like Destiny or Madden, you play it on the normal difficulty, you have you a good challenge. It's just like people in real life playing basketball, challenging each other. They're having fun with it. It's the same thing, really, that I find. Same with racing games. And if you're racing online with some people, it's the same thing. You're being competitive. You're trying to win. It's the same fun. I mean, some people find the outdoors more fun. That's cool. I'm outdoor and indoors. I do both. But, that's why I like a good challenge. Madden, for me, I played it on easy with the rules off until I understand the controls when I'm playing the career mode. Then I'll put it on pro. Then I'll lose a game here and there. But I like that because it motivates me and it makes the career mode more realistic. Same with WWE's crazy career mode. But I did cheat. If I'm carrying the title and Daniel Bryan's spamming me, I'll get myself DQ'd so I don't lose the title that I worked so hard for. But other than that, I love competition, friendly competition. It's not an ego thing. It's just fun, friendly competition. Right?
Remember that tip, folks. Heard it from Bullet B. If you start getting spammed, just get yourself intentionally disqualified. That way you don't lose your title and you get to save it.
I'm a heel, man. I'm a heel. It took me 3 hours to finally win the World Heavyweight title on the career mode. And if I lose the title, they'll send my ass back to NXT, which take another 3 hours to work my way up to SmackDown to get the world title. It's kind of stupid in that sense. So Daniel Bryan, he's already got a finish restored, and he's beating my ass, and I step out the ring, I get a steel chair, and I start whacking the motherfucker. And he wins by disqualification, but I keep the title. Then we get a rematch, then I beat him. So I had to play heel. I love playing heel anyway when I can, but I had to there, man, because I was like, I ain't losing this title. It took me hours to get it. This guy's fucking cheating. He's a cheater, man. The cheap AI is what I call it. Cheap AI. He's going to have a finish restored at the start of the match. How'd he earn that finisher? You know, so I whacked him with a steel chair. I beat the shit out of John Cena too, because he ain't taking nobody's taking my title. And because they start beating my ass, I'll get disqualified. And I'm still the champ. The champ is here.
Spoken like true Seth Rollins fashion. Oh, speaking of Seth Rollins, did you the Raw review? Have you had a chance of? Did you get a chance to watch Raw Monday night?
Nah, but I read the reports. I'm gonna watch it later on Hulu. I know it's a good show because Raw's been suffering with the ratings, so I know they did a good show. I heard it was good. Joey Numbers from Wrestling Suit podcast plug there for you. He even said it was good, and he's very critical of WWE, as am I, as am you. So I'm gonna check it out for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, we'll just save that for our next. We'll do when we do a Raw review. When we next come out, we'll break it down a little bit more than what we're doing.
I do a pay-per-view post show.
Yeah,
people tune into that. You know.
So are we going into the room with them while they're doing theirs, or are we going to do our own here?
Oh, we just do our own, man. We do post pay-per-view show, and people view it, you know, and then we can catch them on the download, man. Unless they want to join us. Hey, Don Tony. Hey, Missionary. Joey Numbers. Come join us on the Hangouts, man. Come on. We have a great conversation about wrestling. Trust me. We just like you guys. We love wrestling.
That's right. Yeah. We're welcome for you to come anytime. Discuss it. Don't have to worry about stupid comments in the chat box and people repeating the same thing, spamming it over and over again. We're just too.
I bet now. I bet we can get Jason Solomon on here, the Solomon Monster. I bet he would join us. Because he likes Google Hangouts, he just can't find a good, a good channel, a good group to join. Because he joined one group about a year ago, and things didn't work out and all that. But I think he would love to be on our show because he can really educate us on wrestling, and I can educate him on some WWE talk myself because there's some things he misses here and there, and I would miss things here and there as well. But I can help him. Help me. Be an interesting conversation. And you can school him with some WCW stuff, which he's WCW educated too. Just be an educated wrestling conversation that Vince McMahon would look at and be like, well, damn, they should run our company because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah.
Who's your favorite, dude? Here's a question. Who's your favorite diva / knockout / women's division? Any wrestling? Who would be your pick? And why?
Oh, wow. Billy, that is a very difficult question to answer. My favorite diva, I don't know, dude. I really like Gail Kim because she's Asian, but she's also married. So I like Sasha Banks because she's hot, And I would mess with Charlotte, but she ain't got no ass, and she looks too much like her dad. But let me see who else. Who else we got? Yeah, I guess Sasha Banks, man. I like Summer Rae, even though she's a bitch. Summer Rae's a bitch, but she's the kind you want to take home, though. And she's from Raleigh, North Carolina. Summer Rae is, and they got her with a Russian now. So when the fans chant USA, USA, she looks all confused and everything, because she's with Rusev and she don't know what to do, But yeah, I really like that. That's Sasha Banks, man. She's hot. Woo! Sasha Banks, Gail Kim from TNA. I know there's some I'm leaving out. Christy Hemme. Oh man, woo! That blows my. I'll be stalking her too, like what's his name did in TNA. Oh, Christy Hemme there. Got that Hemme engine in her, I wouldn't even talk to her, man. That's just too much, man. You get burned by that. Now the Bella twins, just the thought of them sleeping with Daniel Bryan and John Cena, the 4-way they do it in private, that just turns me off, man. So I'll stick with Sasha Banks or Paige. I like Paige too. I like all the divas really. Alicia Fox is always hot. Cameron, I'm not trying to say I like all the chocolate women, but
that's what you're trying to say. Everyone, pick just one.
The chocolate women are sexy.
Okay. I'll make it easier for you. One in NXT, one in WWE, and one in TNA. Make it easy because you went through all the women that's wrestling in every division. You ain't got to say why. Just tell me which one you choose. And
well, okay. Is Gail Kim? She's still in TNA.
Yeah.
Okay, Gail Kim, Sasha Banks because she's in NXT or where she was, and on WWE I probably have to say Paige. So you got the Caucasian, the Asian, and the Black Blackanese girl, the milkshake, the cookies and cream lady. So you got all three, a good dynasty. But what about the fuck, marry, kill? You've heard about that?
The what?
The fuck, marry, kill that Don Tony be talking about. Like he'll name 3 women and he'll say,
oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Think of 3 women. Okay. All right, I got it. We'll do this. All right, fuck, marry, kill. Gail Kim, Summer Rae, and Sasha Banks, or Sasha Banks, like JR says. Sasha, not Sasha. Sasha Banks, Summer Rae, Gail Kim. Fuck, marry, kill.
That's what, for me?
Yeah, for you, if you can answer a question like
that. But I thought that's your choices. I got my own choice.
No, I give you 3 ladies, and you say,
okay,
who would you fuck, marry, kill? Right, then you hit me with 3. That's what makes it challenging. Then you hit me with 3 ladies, and you ask me who would I fuck, marry, or kill.
Okay, I got you. That's a little difficult because I ain't too fond of either of them. See, that's difficult for me because I don't like either one of them. Except I don't know Sasha Banks too well other than seeing her. Gail Kim, I know her. And Summer Rae, I just don't like her. Oh, see, that's hard. It's easier with people you like than it is with people you don't like. Because really it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I would say marry probably Summer Rae, I guess.
Yeah, she's from Raleigh, man.
Yeah. Who would I mess with? Well, I guess it would have to be Gail Kim, and only because I know her. I mean, there ain't nothing that stands out to me about her, but I know her.
You know her?
The kill would probably be Sasha Banks, and the only reason it is because I don't know her at all. These were bad choices for me because I don't like any of them that you picked. So it really didn't matter to me. What would have made it difficult is if it had been choices of women I like, that would have made it harder. But women I don't like really doesn't matter. But that's my choices that I give because really I don't like either one of them. I'm not fond of either one of them. Okay.
Bill said he'd kill all them bitches.
All right, buddy. Let's see. For you, how about okay.
I could do the 3 right now that I just named. Right quick. Just to do it. Then you can think of another one. I'll kill Summer Rae, fuck Sasha Banks, marry Gail Kim. Marry Gail Kim, kill Summer Rae, and fuck Sasha Banks all night. I don't fall in love. And then I'll marry Gail Kim. Because she Asians.
Well,
that's just a good combination for me.
Well, that's what I was saying. That should have been your question, and I chose mine. Then I'd had to just choose which.
Okay, Bill. Which Bella twin would you? I already know the answer to that.
Here's my 3. Let me give you my 3. Okay, NXT. I guess you would have to say. I would say Becky Lynch. I like Becky Lynch. I think she's hot.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
She's from Ireland, which is right up my back alley.
Please don't put her with Sheamus. Please. I said I hope they don't put her with Sheamus.
Sheamus needs to go somewhere. So I got Becky Lynch out of NXT. Out of WWE, I'm going to have to say Paige for that matter, because Paige, she's young, but I've always liked that something about Paige. I guess it's she's got that dark black hair, I guess the English accent, which is pretty nice. So I would say Paige, would be my pick out of WWE, and TNA without a shadow of a doubt, Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky, to me, hottest woman in wrestling today. That's my choice.
Yeah, I seen her at TNA back in 2011. She came out there and did her ring entrance, where she shakes her booty a little bit. So that was nice to see. But those are good choices. Oh, the ladies. You just talking to a girl from Australia, right?
Yeah, we've talked a little bit. I mean, last night was first night, I didn't even go to bed last night. I basically stayed up all night long, and basically to me, there's been a couple times to where I felt kind of, tired, a little icky feeling from just being up. But, that's just me, man. I should have went to bed earlier and I didn't. And so, I've just tried my best to stay awake, but it was just because I was interested in talking to her. We were in chat on this other site, Food Bar, and we were joking around, and her and I kept kind of being flirty back and forth, and just talking a little bit. And I mean, I was up to about 7 o'clock, and then I eventually had to hang up and get ready for work and whatnot. But yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I mean, it's the first really interaction to someone that I could be kind of connect to, ever since Kim and I broke up.
Ugh. Yeah.
I know.
It gives me chills, man. All the stories I heard, it gives me chills.
Well, dude, it's just from the facts that things are going good, they're going good, and when they go to the shitter, they just go right straight down, But hey, it's all well and good. I mean, I'm enjoying life now. I mean, but what is your favorite all-time television series, sir?
Law and Order.
Why?
Because it's good, man. It really hits home with moral issues, politics, all kinds of stuff. People going to trial, and just to see people in that desperation, people in desperation like that. It's some really good trials, and you get to see what kind of sick people that are out there in the world, and you hope they catch them and they put them to trial. Then you got people that are wrongfully accused of such and such, and I really like the DA part of the show, of the original Law and Order, with Jack McCoy and the ADAs and all that. The courtroom stuff is what I like about Law and Order. That's just how boring I am. I did take criminal justice, but that's just what I like. I really like the courtroom scenarios, the back and forth exchange between the defense attorney and the prosecutor, and the jury. The jury has to reach a verdict. It's really interesting to me in my reality. But that's the first show that comes to mind. It really is my favorite because I got all 20 seasons of it through torrents back when I was torrents. And Law and Order SVU is always, it's not my favorite one, but I do like it because it's an offspring from the original Law and Order, and it's got some of the same cast. So I do like SVU. SVU is always good. It's always a good show, man, because they got really interesting stories that happen, and some of them are taken right out the newspaper and things like that. Yeah, I'll probably say Law and Order. I mean, there's a lot of shows that I like, as far as when I was growing up, but as a matter of fact, I would have to say WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw has to be my favorite show. I mean, I've watched that since it was born in '93. It's just I get so critical of WWE, I don't even want to watch it sometimes, But I have to change that. Law and Order will be number 2. I have to say Monday Night Raw, man, because I've been a wrestling fan forever, and when I think about it, you have to be that show, Raw. Either that or Sunday Night Heat. I'm just joking about that. Or Velocity or Shotgun Saturday Night. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Now, The Walking Dead's pretty good. Walking Dead is one of my favorite shows. The Sopranos is one of my favorite shows. One of my favorite shows now is True Detective on HBO. I try to watch it when I can. Okay, I already said The Sopranos. There's a few. Mad Men. Mad Men's really good, but I think I'm the only person in my circle that really likes Mad Men because it's more of a business show, but it's pretty good. You care about the characters and the development of it. You know, it's called Mad Men because they're actually ad men, advertisement men, but they're also mad. So Mad Men, and it's in my favorite era, the '60s era. So there's a lot of non-corporate things happening in the business environment. You know, like the president of the company, he'll take 3 girls home, and it's not just a Playboy type thing. He actually has some interesting stories with the girls individually. It's like he's he's many layers of a person, the main character. I don't forgot his name. It's been a while since I watched it, but for some reason I like the show. It's actually the guy that wrote The Sopranos wrote Mad Men. So it's kind of like The Sopranos in a way. It's just in a business setting. You know, it's The Sopranos, but in a business setting, basically. The first season, the first 2 seasons are awesome, and then season 3 through 6, they're kind of more pop culture. You know, they're not as edgy as they were in the first 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons are more darker, you know, and then it gets kind of light. It's still a good show, but the first 2 seasons were really good. I really enjoyed Mad Men on Netflix. Orange is the New Black. I want to check that out. I heard it was pretty good. Solid Monster said he watches it and said it was pretty good. So he likes it. I know I'll like it. But yeah, Law and Order stuff. Any detective shows like True Detective, stuff like that. Sopranos, the Mafia stuff. I mean, all that stuff's great. You know.
Right.
Yeah. But Walking Dead is great, man, because it's got people at desperation. What would you do in desperation? You know, you're running out of food. You're running out of places to hide. You got the walkers after you, the biters or whatever. You got the governor, well, not the governor. You got the governor after you. You know, you got killed off. But I mean, it's that show. I mean, I love that show, man. Every time it comes on Netflix, when they put the last season on there, I'll watch it straight. I'll binge watch it, man. It's really good. Because I used to be kind of critical of The Walking Dead because the first season's but and everybody loves Walking Dead. But to be honest with you, that's a really good, brilliant written show. It really is. It's up there with The Sopranos. It might be better than The Sopranos. I don't know. It's up there with The Sopranos. It's worthy. It's good. It really is. You would agree? You would agree because you wear the hat. You a walker.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'd agree.
I got experience with zombies because I've been playing Resident Evil since '95 or '96. So I got experience with zombies. So I'm always up for zombie stuff. But zombies get played out. So I like The Walking Dead. I like Resident Evil, not the movie, but the games. And I like Plants versus Zombies. That's pretty good too. But that's a game too. You should play that, Plants versus Zombies. That's pretty good.
Well, I played it on PC before.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That gets challenging, man.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. I play little games like that from time to time, to get a chance to. It's been a while, since I hadn't. I think I uninstalled it maybe a year or two ago. So it's pretty good. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, I still got it on the Vita, so I can play it on the Vita. Mm-hmm. Carry it with me. Yeah. It's cool on the Vita. I mean, it's got the touch controls on the Vita, but it's not bad. Not in a bad way. You have to get used to it, but it also uses the physical controls too. But they got it right. Yep.
That's cool.
Trying to think, man, because we talk so much on the phone. It's like, what else could we talk about? I mean, because usually it just comes out naturally. You don't talk about them people you got hiding in your trunk, though. We won't talk about that. Can't talk about this. Can't talk about that.
Yeah, some things you kind of just, that's just the way the world's gotten. It's too politically correct. It's just become, the country's just become a rolled up wussy of a shell of itself. You say one thing, it offends and hurts somebody's feelings. Like the guy said, listen to him on the news. He said, you say one, used to playing baseball, yeah, winners and losers. Now everybody gets a trophy. People need to learn to lose respectfully just as much as they do win. You can't satisfy everybody, because instead of learning to win and lose, there's good along with bad. But it's just so much today that people don't care to let people know, hey, there's stuff that's not bad, that's bad out there, just like there is good. It's just depending on whatever society is and society wants it to be, is what everybody else is going to make it to be. Media plays a big part in it as well. It guides, directs, and leads the people to what they want to think. That's why it's important for you to have to think for yourself. You got to think for yourself, because if you don't, the media's going to do it for you. It'll lead you around.
Yeah, that is very true. I'm very big on individuality, man. Learning for yourself, being skeptical, questioning things, man. It's good to take advice, but, still be a little skeptical. There's only so many people you can trust in the world. Now, America's trying to make everybody happy. That's the problem. Somebody gets offended and want to sue because they want to make them happy. They're trying to make everybody happy. It's toxic liberal. I'm a liberal, but I don't agree with everything liberals do. Liberals and conservatives, they have conversations every day. They hang out with each other. They try to implement a good strategy to help everybody. But some toxic liberals, man, they're just trying to make everybody happy. They take the flag down, then they turn around and have gay rights, which, I'm pro-gay rights, by the way, which that's just me. But I don't support them taking the flag down, because you should have the freedom to have the flag. And the Dukes of Hazzard being taken off television, that's fucked up. That was a knee-jerk reaction. But I think it'll be back on the air. But they're just trying to make everybody happy, and you can't make everybody happy because everybody's different. But we're all the same, but we're also different as well.
Well, it's important for you in today's society. See, that's the thing about America that's different than other countries. You talk about countries like England, you talk Ireland, Scotland, you talk about Japan, you talk about China, you talk about Italy, you talk about all these places. It's what they do is different in the U.S. is the U.S. is nothing. And what I read when I was doing my reports for my school when I was going to college is that they called the United States a melting pot of different cultures. By having those different cultures there, you're never fully going to please the country, because there's so many diverse cultures in this country. Like when they do things in China or these other countries, those people are native of that country. The Chinese people are made up of Chinese. China is made up of Chinese people. Japan is made up of Japanese people. For the most part, now you have a few, but for the majority is what I'm trying to say. Italy is the Italian.
You gotta count me, man, because I'm in Japan right now.
Well, what I'm saying is they do things that are a reflection of their people, and they do something whether their people are for it or they're against it. They're one way or they're the other. They don't have to play. Their only concern is their people. But when you deal with the United States isn't its own country. It's everybody comes here. It's kind of like it's kind of like a bed and breakfast. If people come in, different. They have different rooms. Different people from all walks of life come in. They get served food. They get served all these things, and they're there. They're welcomed, but they're there. But you can't establish anything because of the fact that you have so many different diverse cultures there. And when you try to back step to avoid stepping on the person in front of you. But when you do, there's someone right behind you and you're going to step on. So there's nothing really you can do. You're never going to be able to please everybody. You're always going to hurt somebody's feelings. because nobody's tough enough to handle life anymore. Life has just got to the point where everybody just they don't handle things. They're not tough, you know. And I feel really sorry for our country in the way that it is, because it don't know how to do anything for itself. It's scared to move because it's scared it'll offend somebody. Like you said, somebody will sue somebody else if they say something. They'll move this symbol. They'll put that symbol down. They'll take this one up. You're not going to please everybody.
Yeah, even Canada looks down on it. And I mean that figuratively and literally. But let me see. Originally, America was founded by immigrants. It's supposed to be the land of opportunity. Anybody's welcome here, and you can fulfill the American dream. But it just got cluttered out of control, and there's too many people here, too many different belief systems. You know, they want to take things out of school. I agree with some of it, some of it I don't. You know, it's just not right. And I believe in global warming, for example. That's why we have extreme heat, extreme winters, et cetera, et cetera. And politicians don't want to listen to scientists. Scientists don't know nothing, according to politicians, because politicians just want the voter. You know, they just want the votes. They don't. The politician doesn't agree with global warming, so because his voters don't believe in it, so he's going to disagree with the scientists that are trying to warn the politicians that global warming is a real thing. You know, like I said, we have the extreme. That's why we have this extreme heat, because we're polluting the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is raising, and the earth is changing. And it might not happen in our lifetime, but slowly but surely, the world is going to change. You know.
Yeah.
And they don't. You know, the president. They don't fund NASA. They don't help NASA unless we're at war. When we're at war, that's when we need the scientists and their nuclear bombs and their napalms and all that jazz. That's when science is important. We haven't been to the moon since the 60s, you know, because they look down on scientists. They don't want to listen to scientists about the global warming and things like that. The scientists could make the world a better place, but the politicians won't listen, because the politicians just agree with their voters to get the votes. I mean, it's political. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, America's a mess. But the original idea was founded by immigrants, is for anybody. You know, you can achieve the American dream. That's still real, but who would want to come over here? I mean, everybody's whining, you know.
Everything's
brush into somebody at McDonald's, and they'd be like, "Oh, boo-hoo, I'm offended by that."
The U.S. has become America's nightmare. That's all that it is. It's the land of missed opportunities, the land of lawsuits, the land of offending everybody, the land of people not getting along. You know, when the U.S. It gradually over time, as it grew, got to be the land of opportunity, because people actually wanted to come here. People actually wanted to make a living here, which is still true by very few today. But you look at the popularity, U.S. has sank down to 17th overall. That means there are 16 other countries people would much rather be at than be here.
Oh, we're way behind in education, man.
Well, that's because
yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's what you're saying. You're mentioning the politicians, and that's true. Politicians, the whole system has become so warped and twisted. When we first hired our forefathers, and when they were here, they tried to do what was best for the country. They gave us rights and all these things, which people twist today and turn today, which is totally against what it should be. And it's just for the fact that it's gotten away from what it was supposed to stand for. America used to be a bright, shining beacon that would want you to come to it, but now it's become this.
It was fair. It was the founding fathers. They made it fair when they made the Constitution. You know, freedom of religion and separation of church and state, all that stuff. I mean, it's just fair on paper. Yeah. But when you implement it, I mean, over time, it just becomes a mess. But like you're saying, in Japan, people there are more respectful of each other. I mean, you go in the store, they say "Welcome to the store," or Nikkei, or whatever. You know, I don't speak Japan. I speak USA. But you know, they got people over there. I think it's their philosophy, though, to be honest with you, because their philosophy says always be good to the person, always be good to. That's the very first thing. But the people over there are very, very friendly. But when a foreigner goes over there, you'll get some racist looks over there at you, sure. But I have the moral high ground because I'm not a racist, and I just look at them like they're crazy, and then I'll sleep with their girlfriend if I'm lucky enough, you know. But yeah, I definitely believe that, because a lot of people, the other countries look at America as weak. Not all countries though. Some people look at America as, you know, as the place to be because you have freedom to do what you want to over here, stuff like that. But then again, you don't have the freedom, so we got freedom of speech, but freedom of speech will get you in trouble, like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, he's like a good heel manager. Now, I don't agree with Donald Trump's politics, but I think he's hilarious as a on-screen personality because he just speaks the truth. I mean, I agree with some of it. You know, I was a Republican for 25 years, but he gets in trouble for speaking the truth, right? And that what happened? He was just speaking the truth. He's like a Paul Heyman, man. He cuts these promos, and it's just hilarious. And,
U.S. got butt hurt. That's all that it is. Nobody wants to hear the truth. You sit there and you mention Japan and how they do, because Japan ain't a mixture of people. Japan ain't nothing but Japanese people. That's all it is. For the most part, that's all that it is. But the U.S. isn't like that. That's the bad thing. You can't compare the U.S. with anybody because there's no other countries where a country is nothing but a bunch of other people there. They're native people. They're not Italians are to Italy. They're not the Chinese to China, the Japanese to Japan. They're all these things that are, you know, it's like taking a pot, wanting to cook something out of it, instead of taking one thing and putting it in there, boiling it and making it to taste right. You want to take 50 different things and throw it in there and cook it together. It's going to taste like shit. And that's just what the U.S. has done. Everybody's here wanting to do this and do that. And see, that's where I'm trying to be critique about it, where I ain't getting political views in it, because there's a lot of things I could say to try to back up what I'm saying, but I'm not going to get in all that. It's just what America really is. And that's what it's all about. And you hear them talk about it on the news and what it is. You're not going to, Japan, of course, is going to be better. China, of course, in its own sick ways, which I don't agree with their human rights because they kill people, you know, for anything over there. But as far as the U.S., I mean, the U.S. has lost its luster. It's lost a lot of its shininess. You know, it can't get it on the PSN network. All it gets is a bronze trophy. It don't even get the platinum. The U.S. has literally got a bronze trophy, and that's all it's going to be able to get. You know, and that's the sad thing about it, man. Liberals, conservatives, Democrat, Republican, Independent, everybody is out for their own selves. It's not about what the people want no more. So when you don't, and what do the people want? Everybody wants something different. You take a family.
America is behind in a lot of ways, man, when it comes to politics. Like Great Britain, man, the British, I think they're light years ahead of us as far as, you know, politics and stuff like that goes. You know, they had gay marriage years ago, but and now we're just doing stuff like that, whether you believe in that stuff or not. But I mean, I just think the UK is a really good country, and the people are good there, and everything's civilized. And somebody goes there from a different culture, they don't really get rejected. They get a fair shot, and that's how it should be over here. You know, and I think we try, but you just got too many. It might not even be. Well, you got the Democrats and the Republicans screwing up things. They disagree with everything. They disagree with each other. You know, some believe in dinosaurs, some don't. I say go look at the crocodile that ate the dog in Australia. That's a dinosaur. The birds are dinosaurs. But anyway, yeah, it's too diverse now. But we try. But I think it's more about the people though. The new generation, the people younger than us, because they grow up. A lot of them are pretty fucking stupid, to be honest with you. They don't study their history. All they care about is watching junk, trash TV. There's trash TV. TV's ruining America too, because all you see is trash. We need a good news channel. We need positive, stuff like that to help each other. That way we be more compassionate towards each other. It all comes down to compassion for one another, But there's so many ignorant people. Now, you have some very bright young people that want to help change the world, and I think they will eventually. The people like us and younger than us will change the world. But there's so many dumb people in the world. Like you were talking about earlier, how somebody pulled out in front of you and all that road rage. And everybody wants to be good, but a person wants to be, everybody says they want to be good, but nobody does it. I'm the one going around trying to be good and fair to everybody. When it comes to politics, I don't take sides. I leave the stadium mostly. I just don't have any energy for it no more. But I just don't think. I think friends and family is more important nowadays. And my Eastern philosophy and stuff like that going on. But anyway, people here, younger people, they're just lost, man. They don't have no good morals, and it's not America, the country's fault. It is it is, but it's also the parents' fault. The parents not being there for them, and things like that. And there's a lot of deep issues between Americans.
Yeah.
We still got racism going on. Prejudiced people, and we try to be secular, and it just don't work. Right. Depending on what state you live in. Some states are happy, some states are not. It just depends. But we try to make everybody happy. Everybody wants to go to court. Blah, 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 blah. You got to watch what you say, but you got freedom of speech.
Don't that tell you something? I mean, I know, sure, the land of opportunity, land of this, that, da. But if what our laws were intended for aren't being followed today, and they're affecting people to where people have to make new laws, that's telling you something. If someone comes in and says, welcome to my restaurant, these are rules that you can follow while being in here. But if you can't follow the rules, then you're not allowed in here. Well, let's say you go into that restaurant, but you decide, well, I kind of don't like this rule, so I'm not going to follow it. You're rebelling already. Another person comes in, they see that person not following the rule, they decide they don't want to do it. Now, granted, these are the rules. These are what they were intended for before they ever showed up. But yet, they're not going to follow them. So then now you get 10 people in there, same rule, they don't like it. Well, you know what? I feel like we've been in here, we've been treated unfairly because of this rule. We should have this rule changed. Well, if you realize to begin with, you're actually going against what the initial rule was to begin with. Just because you're in here now doesn't mean you or any of the other 9 people have that right that person should change their rule in that restaurant just because they've come in there now. And that's just the way I feel about it. Is a lot of the things that were set back when our forefathers was made, people have come in here now. They want to change the rules from what they once were to satisfy them when they weren't intended for it to be that way to begin with. That's what I don't like. That's what really gets me about it. Is they don't settle, they change. They want to be pleasing to everybody, and that's just all that to do. That's what really gets me, man. I really hate that.
Well, some new laws work. I mean, over the course of 100 years, we learn more about we learn empathy. We have empathy for other people. We realize things like slavery was wrong and the civil rights era and things like that. We adapt over time, but I agree that some of the laws they write in or rules they apply it's just BS. Some of it works, some of it don't. We learn as we go. I mean, basically. Yeah, I half agree with you. Half agree with you, I guess. Because it's messed up, but a lot of it we learn from like psychology, like I was saying. We have empathy for other people. Blacks have rights nowadays. Things like that. Women have more rights. Women get higher paying jobs and stuff like that. but it's political too, because everybody has a chance to go to college now. That doesn't guarantee you're going to get a job when you graduate, and then you owe the university thousands upon thousands of dollars. So
very true.
It's a scam, man. I mean, it's a scam, but it's not a scam. So I mean, I educate myself, and we've both been to college, but I still continue to educate myself just to protect myself, you know. Like the Mortal Kombat 3 arcade machine said, knowledge is power. I agree with that, man. So,
yeah. I've just, through my years of just doing what I'm doing, trying to, live it, experience it, see how others have, how things have gotten in society just by looking at it, just by living it. That's the biggest thing you can do to know what's going on in your life and what's going on in your country is basically what's going on in it. And how do you know? Well, live the life. Look what's going on. Read your papers. Read the news that's going on all around you. Then nothing is going on. We don't know.
It's sad, man, because the good morals that come from religion, like Christianity and Buddhism, I mean, it's kind of failed the people of America. And, well, I don't know about Asia too, like China, but because you got that boy in South Carolina, that shot up that church and killed all the people. And you think, like, what the hell's wrong with the world? And you remember when The Dark Knight Rises came out, that movie, that boy that walked into the theater and shot up all them kids. And it makes you sad, like, what the hell's wrong with the world? But my thing is, people are just lost, man. If people would just, study their religion or philosophy and really embrace it, the world would be a better place. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not promoting a theocracy. I'm just saying if people will show more compassion and empathy for other people, things wouldn't be so bad. That boy that shot up that church, he was obviously sick. He needed some mental help or something, or his parents should be locked up too. I mean, a lot of things happen there. I mean, people are just hateful nowadays because they're not embracing philosophy. They're not embracing compassion and love. They rather hate because it's the easy thing to do. It's the cool thing to do. And then they won't love at the same time. Everybody wants to be good and say, well, everybody should be good, but nobody does it. I do it. You do it. We set good examples. People like us. We're good to them. So, not all of America, 1% of America is good. And that's us, right here in North Carolina.
But all it takes, dude, is common sense. We're all born with it, but people don't use it.
No, the people don't know. People are stupid, man. Look at the people on Black Friday fighting over a damn HD television. They can get $100 cheaper. I mean, all that stuff's stupid.
Exactly. And it's just like they were talking. Did you hear about Amazon is going to do this sale tomorrow to where if you've been a customer of their Prime, that they're going to have like a special sale tomorrow on a lot of their items and goods and stuff. And Walmart's going to combat that too, where they're going to have this online sale to combat Amazon. I mean, they do this all the time, and people just running crazy and all over the place with this stuff. So I just think it's ridiculous that they do that. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world's a mess. It's too materialistic now. I talked to a friend. All he does is talk about all the stuff he buys and things like that, which I'm happy for him. He don't know no better, but my thing is less is more. Materialistic things, young girls thinking they have to look a certain way. All that stuff's destroying America. But it's all about the money,
Right.
These girls want to be models, make the money. They show these pretty girls on television just to up the ratings. It's all about the ratings. It's all about the money. And that's what's going to destroy the world right there, unless our generation or the generation coming up does something about it. I think there's going to be more intellectuals in the world coming up, and we're really going to fix these issues. You go on YouTube, the most watched videos are trash videos. Pranks are cool, but still garbage. Garbage is basically the most viewed videos. Where if you try to find a lecture on Buddhism told in a university that I watch, it's got like 30 views because people are just not interested in learning. A lot of people are, but the majority is not. I mean, they don't care, man. It's sad. I mean, they're blinded by all the marketing they see around the world. You know, hey, stop here, get a cheeseburger. You know, then when they turn 60, it's gonna kill them. You know, that's why the people in Asia live so long, man. They fucking eat raw fish. You know, I mean, they're a lot smarter than us in that area. Now, the British are advanced in science for us. You know, they're ahead of us when it comes to science and things like that. Asia's ahead of us in math, and we're just behind because we're too worried about Total Divas and the E Network and pop culture. Well, pop culture is America. That's all it is. It's just pop culture and money.
But you've made America lazy. That's America's problem. Yeah, I said there, dude. Now get this. We learn education by going to school. That means from kindergarten, sometimes pre-K if you do that, up until you reach high school. That's usually the typical education learning. And if you want to go to college, like you said earlier, you have that chance. But what you're not looking at is society, and which you may, and not saying you don't, and you may see it, but if you pay attention how, like I heard a commercial on the radio this morning, they offer these online schools from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. That means you don't have to go to school anymore. You can sit right in front of your computer, and you can basically start from kindergarten, a little kid that can't do anything from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade, and go to school and get a degree that way and get a diploma that way. That's taken away. We're shortchanging the kids that are below that are below our generation, the ones that are coming up now. They're getting dumber and dumber because we're finding so many excuses and ways to make them dumb. We're not wanting to teach them no more. We rather for the computer to teach them. We rather for SpongeBob SquarePants to go and teach them. We're trying all these things to get them for them to learn instead of teaching them, helping them out, getting them in school, whatever it may be. We're dumbing our own kids because we won't encourage them and get them to go to school. We're just making it all easy. That's why Japan's ahead of us. Why China's ahead of us. Because they actually let their kids go to school.
Yeah, Japan's ahead of us for now, but I'm kind of disappointed in Japan because they're trying to be too much like us, which is not necessarily a good thing. Now, America's all about the money. So the instant gratification is America now.
Yeah, but because
it's okay to go to college online. That's fine because you already went through grade. You know, you went through junior high school. I agree with you. That's messed up. You know, a kid, the modern day of homeschooling. That stuff it rarely works based on stats. That stuff rarely works. Now, if you get your degree online, that's cool. But kindergarten on the internet, that's crazy. You know what they got? You know, Kermit the Frog on your screen there teaching you shit. How's that go, man?
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, it's not good at all, man. It's not.
I was lost too for a while. Then I found the Buddha, man. I'm just all good now. Nah, seriously. But yeah, that too. But I'm all good now, man. I just turned to philosophy because I was lost, you know, and I started reading the Bible and I started reading the Buddha and universal philosophy. And it helped me with my morals and things. I'm a better person now. You know that.
Mm.
So that's what I did. I was like, okay, you know, I feel kind of lost. Life's fucked up. You know, where do I turn to? You know, what do I do? You know, like Billy said, don't go hang yourself, man. You know. When she left me, when Destiny left me, I was a wreck. So most people, when they're a wreck, they turn to religion. But I'm like, well, you should always be with your religion or philosophy. You should always be with that. Don't just go to it when you're going through a breakup. But that's what I did. I went through a breakup and I started reading the Buddha. And I was like, well, this makes perfect sense to me. Liberation through non-dwelling. And it's helped me. It's made me a better person. I have to credit that. I know people over here don't understand it, but it's very practical. It's just practical. The Buddha wasn't a god. He was just a teacher. It's very practical. But I think we might have to cut this a little short because I think I'm hearing myself echo, perhaps.
Okay.
You hear an echo?
No, you always sound good on this end. It's got to be your end. Because you always sound clear to me.
Yeah, man. I mean,
well, that's cool, dude. I get that. You know, and it's true. I mean, you want the U.S. to do what's best and what's better. You just hope that it get better. I mean, the direction is just going. It's not going. It's like you said, with you know, when me and Sweet Pea, I guess we broke up. You know, I basically just, you know, I dealt with it. I was depressed for, you know, a good while and stuff. It just takes, and that's natural. It just takes time. Yeah.
One quick thought, and I'll let you get back to that, Sweet Pea. To make America a better place, we need to create a new religion/philosophy that says all kids must learn math and science. If you don't, you will die and go to a bad place and be eaten by a monster named Dexter. Just say that, and I think the world will be a better place. But anyway, what about CP? I just had to say that's a bad joke.
I know. It just made me think. Did you see that news flash? That dude in Florida got arrested for sexually molesting that alligator in his backyard. He had a 12-foot alligator blindfolded and had his mouth and his arms taped up, and he sexually molested the alligator.
Welcome to America.
See, that's what I'm telling you, dudes. Like the man says sometimes, the hell in the handbasket. But anyway, just to digress here before I sign off, just to touch up on, huh?
Sweet Pea.
Yeah, you know, it just takes time, and like you said, you're absolutely right. You should already, you know, whatever your religion is, you should already be into that and helping you to cope with it. You know, it's tough to, you know, if you can, you know, sometimes it takes things like that to happen in life for you to realize it in order for you to be able for things to turn to something that'll help you. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. All you can do in that situation is I've learned to come to grips with it. Am I basically over it 100%? No, but I'm like 97.5 because it takes time. And this is completely flush it out. This ain't I don't mean just like hearing you know, just me thinking 24/7. I mean, it's not like I sit there and think, but like if I hear a song sometimes, it may think of something or whatever. You know, sometimes it can strike a nerve, but for the most part, yeah, you know. But sometimes when you got your true love like that, you may never forget them fully. You may never, you know, you can move on, and you can find love elsewhere. But when you find that one true one that you had, that one will go with you, you know, all the way.
I think you're doing great, Bill.
Oh yeah.
I remember when you were going through your breakup, man. You're talking to me.
Dude,
I could feel your pain. You're doing very, very good with that. It took me a little over a year to get over that. It would never happen again if I found my love. You know, I'll get over it a lot quicker now with my teachings.
And it's good to have your friends too, to be there for you, because when you have your friends, they can help you, you know, to be there to listen and not judge you, not make fun of you, but be there because you can share your feelings and not get judged by them.
Exactly.
So, yeah. That was a good one.
Thank you. Maybe it echoed. Yeah, I hate to keep doing it. I don't hear the echo right now. It goes in and out.
Well, I don't hear it over here. It sounds clear to me. I mean, it's got to be something.
Our first episode turned out, you know, it was kind of good. Then you hear a lot of echoing for me. I just hope that don't happen, you know, because we'll have a good conversation and not sound right. You know?
Well, what you're going to have to do, dude, and just a suggestion, is try to look at your settings for your camera. That's where it all begins with that somewhere. Or your sounds, maybe through your volume for your microphone, through the speaker but you know, your little white speaker symbol at the bottom or the little red one, you might want to check those out. See if, you know, maybe you can hit something to reduce the feeling. So,
yeah, I agree with that. Oh, it's my beautiful face, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Now it's back to old ugly old me. Yeah, dude, philosophy helped me a lot, man. That bitch left me, and I just erased her from my. It's all in the mind, bro.
yeah.
It's all in the mind. The mind can always change. The mind can always adapt. The mind is plastic. It can always change up. You know what I'm saying? So like, you'll get over it someday. I mean, I know you have, and you're doing great. But you know, I mean, don't let one girl ruin your future, because you can get the girl out your head quick.
Yeah.
And we'll make videos about that. And I know you know what you're doing, but I'm gonna say what helped me through pain.
Right.
I've been through a lot this year. A lot.
Well,
You know, I lost my car. I've got a little bit of trouble, but thankfully I got it dismissed. I've had a bad year, and I was smiling, John Cena smiling the whole time.
yeah.
It's
You,
just about me crazy.
so you didn't
I
turn.
didn't let it.
So you didn't
It's
do
all
all
in the
Shawn
mind.
Michaels. So you didn't do all Shawn Michaels and lose your smile.
Well, hey, Vince, I need to talk to you, Vince. I need to take some time off, Vince. I just need to take care of some things, and I lost my I lost my smile, man. Yeah, let's go home and take care of some things, and everything will be all right. All right. I lost my smile.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what, man. Might have to close down, but what we'll do is on our next one, we'll do what? Or it'll be the pay-per-view wrap-up.
Yeah, that's no guarantee, though, because I don't know. I come home from work that night, so we'll see what happens. Probably. I don't want to promise our fans out there to not do it. So that's optional. We're looking into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, do you want me to do it then if you don't have it? Or would you just rather me wait for you to? Well, are you going to be able to watch the pay-per-view then at all? Because if not, I'll just do one on my channel.
No, I doubt I'll watch it. I'll know what happened. I'll read the results. I'll be the Kevin Castle. You be the Don Turner. You tell me what happened, and I'll react to it.
Okay.
We pretty much figure it out. You know where they're going storyline wise.
Okay. Well, we'll do some sort of wrap-up show that night afterwards. Whenever you get home. Let's see. You get home what 9 o'clock?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So you maybe won't miss. You probably won't miss too much of it. What's the start? 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. You won't miss too much. Probably Divas match or something. That's probably about it.
I love the DVD matches, even though they
You
suck.
hey, now you gonna miss the you gonna be missing the king match between Wade Barrett and Ron Killings. The truth.
Wade Barrett loses every match anyway. Wade Barrett's just a jobber now. That's sad to say.
Yeah, the
I already
man's
know
the
who's
king of
gonna
the
win
ring.
that.
What's going on with that?
So what?
The man's the king of the ring. He's like 6-28, 6-29 is what I think his record is since he became. But it all started on that.
It wasn't a push. The King of the Ring was never supposed to be a push. King of the Ring was just a gimmick for the WWE network. That's all that was.
But see, that's
It
what
was
I'm
never
saying.
meant to be a push for Wade Barrett. You know.
But it's supposed to mean something. That's like saying, let's have WrestleMania.
It used to, but like America, it don't mean anything no more, man. It's too American now. It don't mean nothing. That's why. America's become the King of the Ring, man. It don't mean nothing. We become Wade Barrett, man. We don't mean nothing.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I know. I'm just there's very good people in America.
I got
This is
some
some of
bad.
the best times to live in. I mean,
I got
if you
some
look at
bad-
technology and things like that.
I got some bad news for you.
Yeah, we got some bad news, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the show. Can we get an applause? All right, Bill. This
All
is
right.
TeamB signing out.
All right, Bullet, take it easy till next time.
Bye-bye.
Sign
Bye-bye.
out.
Bye-bye.
Later.